Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a minute, but we are back. The Honolulu Blues show is back in action. Me, myself, Julius, and Nick, we're ready to break down the schedule. I know last time we chatted, we were talking about the rookies we drafted. We still are going to recap,
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there, but it seems like, I don't know, the NFL just doesn't want to give us like one moment of like dryness. And right after the draft, I'm almost positive I was having deja vu. They did this last year. It was like, well, bam, the schedule's out. And, luckily, I guess, I don't want to say that because it stunk because the Lions had no primetime games last year. So we had, nothing to talk about right away. So we just went back into the rookies. But now, oh, boys, we got quite a bit to talk about. We're going down the full 18 games. We're going to give our way too early predictions, each one of us. So you guys will be able to get to hear all that. But first and foremost, Nick, I love that Pistons throwback you got on. You better be rocking it tomorrow because tomorrow's the big day, baby.
It is. It's not even a Pistons throwback. It's my softball jersey.
But oh, my gosh. Neat. No way. That's so sick. That is so. Did you design that or?
I did not design this. No. No credit to me. But
I mean, was this based? This is clearly based off the Pistons. I got
clearly based off the Pistons. Steel Pistons for sure. Our team name is the
coincidental.
We're the Elton. Definitely drawn and designed right. It was like just we didn't even try to change anything like you do when you're trying to cheat on a test in school. We just went full copy mode. But we put our team name, Alcoholics. We are.
I love that. That's such a great shirt.
And it's fun. And we got a big win today. We merced them like 23-8. It was crazy.
Awesome. Big win. Here, speaking of baseball, shout out to Andrew, a little friend of mine, won his 9U baseball tournament. They literally mercied every team. They spanked them. So, Julius, you got anything exciting with the kids or yourself going on?
It is summer here. It's already starting to warm up. Storm season outside here in Texas. I'm watching a lot of Tigers, which is a blessing because 10 games into the season, I told myself I wasn't going to watch another game. And then like 10 games later, I'm watching all the games again. So, I mean, if the Tigers are okay enough to watch, summer's great. Go Lions.
Amen. The Tigers are doing great right now. Even though we just lost the series to Seattle, we dropped that. We still pulled out the last game. We are in we might be in third right now. But like you're right, Julius. We were dead to water after the first. And did you guys see my tweet? We were like at one point we were 2-14 against the AL East.
Yeah, that was weird.
14-4 against everybody else. That's crazy to me. What?
I hope that doesn't continue.
Yeah. Well, we don't really play them much more, so I don't know who gives a fuck about the AL East. We just got to win though.
Exactly. So yeah, Tigers are doing a little better than expected. Wings. Of course, Chicago gets Bedard. Whatever I think Bedard is it. The stud hockey player. I don't know where he's coming out of college, but yes, of course, Chicago wins the lottery and gets him. Hopefully, the Pistons can have some luck tomorrow, but you never know.
Let's go Pistons, dude. We need it. If we need Wembanyama,
we need the number one pick, guys. If we get the number one pick, we're gonna turn this into the Pistons Blues,
dude. If it's Ivy Cunningham.
Wimbledon,
however you say his name.
Wembanyama.
Okay, sounds good. And then Duran, and we can just throw Wiseman in there or whatever. That lineup is freaking grotesque. That's such a ferocious lineup. There's no way we'll lose a game. It's crazy.
All right, boys. Let's dive right into this. Let's hop in because week 1 was a big old W for us Lions fans. We're getting that respect, boys and girls. We're going from primetime to primetime. And you might be thinking, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah, we finished the season in primetime, boys and girls. So we're coming back. I love that. We're starting the season. I'm not exactly sure what I said last podcast or a couple podcasts ago, but I definitely talked about this. And I definitely said, if the NFL is smart, this is kind of the thing to do. The Lions are one of the hotter teams, and it's not just, a homer me saying this a little bit, but the Lions can gain a lot of bandwagon fans and just become a giant new market if they win one game. And the snowball effect will be ridiculous. So the Lions are taking on the Chiefs to kick off the NFL season. That's Thursday Night Football, September 7th, 8:20 p.m. Last year, we saw the Rams, Super Bowl champion Rams. They got spanked by the Bills, so they lost on their Super Bowl banner raising parade or whatever you want to call it. So hopefully the Lions can do the same. What were some of your thoughts? Nick, what were some of your thoughts when you first heard, or saw the news of the Lions versus the Chiefs week 1? Because it kind of broke quick.
It's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. First and foremost, you like, whoo, that's exciting, right? That's very exciting. But then you realize, oh my gosh, that's a lot of pressure. The Lions just never seem to live up to pressure when we have a building. I hate to say it, and I know this is different. I know this year is different, but I have been a Lions fan for so long that I have seen off seasons where we won the off season and we ended on such a good note the year before. And we're coming into this season with the utmost expectations. And I get it. It's different now. It's brand new Lions. It was nerve-wracking. Kansas City's not the Rams, right? They are not as old as the Rams were. The Rams went all in to win that 1 year. That 1 year. They lost guys, a ton of guys. Von Miller was gone off of that team. Everyone was still hungover from their parade. Kansas City, they've done this before. They're not going anywhere. This is the hardest matchup. This is way easier than I wish we could get the Rams. You know what I mean? Like, I wish we could get the Bills. I wish anyone other than Kansas City to start. But this is the truest test. And I could go on for days, and we could all sit here and say, blah, 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 blah. This is it. Don't fuck up. I'm sorry. Dan Campbell went on Good Morning Football and was like, if we lose, we are trash. We were not worthy to be here if we get our ass kicked. I don't want to see that. And we need to come out there and be freaking great and beat the Super Bowl winning team and be the team that we are expected to be. Because if not, oh my God, Tim 20 Man and all the freaking M Live and One Pride and all these guys are going to be like
Woodward Sports.
Everyone's going to be like same old freaking Lions, and it's going to be annoying, and I don't want to even have to sit here and defend my boys after week 1 because there's a possibility of us losing. It's just crazy. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, could talk about this for days. I'm 50-50 on it. I'm excited and I'm nervous. That's how I am.
What do you think over Julius?
I find this week 1 matchup against the Chiefs, this is unlike anything we've ever known as Lions fans. Yeah. We never got the opening game to the NFL in the history of the NFL opening game.
Never even thought about.
Not even thought about. We were last on the list. I'm talking about number 30 on the list. So, there's 32 teams in there.
Welcome to 2023, Julius.
Listen, we were the 33rd team on the list then. So the fact that this is even
like Alabama might have a better chance to lead
the
up.
fact that this is even happening validates my belief that the NFL knows the Lions have a good team. They have a good roster. That momentum, that 8-2 finish, that ending Aaron Rodgers' career in Lambeau was not fake. It was not fake, and it's not one of those things, will it carry over? You can clearly see it's carrying over. Injuries aside, because that's a reality at NFL. I'm not even going to talk about injuries. On paper, the Lions are a top 5 team in the NFL, in my opinion. And I wouldn't be surprised if we beat Kansas City. The most shocking thing that can happen is we get ran out of Arrowhead. That's the most shocking thing. If the Lions get 41-3 out that boy, I would be shocked. But I would not be shocked if we 41-3 Kansas City.
I'd be shocked.
I don't know. I feel like Mahomes, he could put up points against anyone. But there's a lot of
they have an aging roster. They have an aging roster. They have a lot of turnover because of the big contracts from Kelsey and Mahomes. Kelsey and Mahomes are their team. Now it's a huge test for the Lions defense. We about to see what they really made of immediately because they were historically bad last year. We about to see what they're made of this game. We will know. We will know if they're average, below average, historically bad, a lot better, good. We will see. And I got a feeling that our pass rush is going to show up and cause Mahomes some problems. Hopefully, Jack Campbell ready to play. He the X factor.
It's going to be hard, though, with our secondary. Our secondary is brand new. Everyone in our secondary is brand new. And
they're going to click or it's not.
They have experience. They C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Corners. Yeah.
These guys aren't like – it ain't like we got like 3 or 4 rookies coming in.
Right.
Or rookie corner – Jeff Okuda starting from week 1 at cornerback 1. No.
Right. We
got veterans in. Hopefully they mesh in training camp, OTAs, preseason, and by the time week 1 come around, they have that leadership. Tracy Walker, hopefully it's solidified by week 1. I got a hopeful feeling it will be.
And before we get to predictions, also another reason why I think that the NFL put us number 1. We bring the viewership. The Los Angeles Rams Super Bowl was like the most watched Super Bowl, and it was Los Angeles and Detroit, right? The week 18 was like the most watched football game, or like second or third most watched football game in the entire NFL last year, and most of that was Detroit. Like Detroit brings viewership out of nowhere, not even just for us, but we just bring this crazy. We have this crazy football forward state, and we live, breathe, and eat it, and we're just chomping at the bit waiting for something good to happen. But because of that, I think that's why the NFL was like, we need to get them on. This will be one of the top ranked watched football games the entire season, 18 weeks, and
you got all your serious fans that know what the Lions are about and are like, okay, this team's capable of beating the Chiefs. And you got all your casuals that are thinking, a good old David versus Goliath battle. And, the Lions are the old David. So I think it'll be one of the games, for the ages for the Lions. I think this will be a game that we talk about quite a bit. I'm predict the Lions to come out with a victory. We're going to have the longest time to scout Patrick Mahomes out of any team unless they want to jump ahead in their scheduling and get cute. But we got literally till the game was, or from the game was announced to, the start time, September 7th, all to just scout Mahomes and Kelsey. And then unlike some other Thursday Night Football games, we aren't getting, gypped or screwed out of some rest time if the game was on Sunday. We didn't play games before, so we're coming in fully rested. And then we get 10 days off now to face Seattle. So we get 10 days to prep for Seattle, a little extra. Then it all kind of works out on the very end because come week 4, September 28th, we play again on Thursday Night Football, which is 3 weeks away, which makes it all good. So ultimately, there are some pros and cons. We aren't going to have JMO, which does stink. It's week 1. We have a bunch of new guys. Our backfield's completely new. No DJ Chark, so Amon-Ra's really going to have to step up. But the thing we do have going for us, everyone's going to be healthy. Knock on wood that everyone stays healthy through camp. But
who are our wide receivers for week 1?
Amon-Ra, Reynolds, and Marv.
Yep.
And Khalif.
Oh, no. Dude, are you kidding me?
We have Amon-Ra St. Brown and about 4 wide receiver 3s.
Laporta's going to have a big we're going to use tight ends.
With the tight ends.
Guys.
With Gibbs.
We got to score at least 48 points to beat Kansas City. And we're going to do that with Khalif Raymond, Marvin Jones, and Josh Reynolds.
Hey, counterpoint. Last year, we went toe-to-toe with the Eagles with Amon-Ra, DJ Chark.
No, already better. I don't care what we have to say. No. Is Terrell Owens still working out? What's Chad Johnson doing these days? We might need someone.
Hey, listen though, in that Kansas City game too, we talk about Mahomes. We're gonna talk about Mahomes and Kelsey, but Isaac Pacheco in their running game with Kansas City, the Lions That's really the test right there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you stop the run? We about to find out. Because last year, Carolina game, Philadelphia game, we can go down the list of games of running backs just gashing us.
Right.
Watch out for that. Watch out for Pacheco. We about to get a test.
We'll need Alim McNeil and Broderick Martin to really step up, dude. He's been looking good.
Speaking of Broderick Martin, just signed, so
yeah. We got to go through 18 weeks here. So Adam, you gave me a win, but I didn't get a score from you from Detroit.
I'm going a good old fashioned 31-28. Jared Goff marches down the field to win. It's not going to be a 40 burger, but I definitely think we see the over hit. Which, yeah, speaking of Vegas stats, Lions are plus 6.5. Over under set at 53.5.
I'm smashing the Lions plus 6.5 for sure. And I'm going to take a Detroit loss to start. Kansas City wins this game 31-27. Kansas City.
Now, real quick, Julius, before you get into yours, I'm going to throw another question at you. The Lions lose in an old-fashioned, Mahomes magic, just marches down the field and gets some sort of game-winning field goal or touchdown. Can we take any type of moral victory out of this Chiefs game?
Yes, you can.
Fuck moral victories. Fuck that.
Hell no.
I think.
Can I make my prediction? All right, because last year I predicted this team to win 13 games, and this year I'm doing the same. But it is not starting with Kansas City. I'm going to be logical. And as much as I said, I like to believe that they can beat Kansas City because I do believe that. I do believe that it's a very rough environment to start the season in against the Super Bowl champions, against the whole world, watching you. I'm going to go the hard-fought battle, Kansas City 23, Lions 20.
Oh, goodness. I'm the only
dude.
one.
I hope that they're playing. They're gonna play this in the locker room because Brad Holmes be watching this show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He'd be watching this show. He'd been watching this show. Like we've known that. We've said that multiple times.
Nice.
So he's watching that and he's putting that right up in the hype. You know what I mean? Yep.
Those tickets, most expensive ticket on the slate too, starting as low as $263 for probably a 300 level.
So that's why I'm super nervous about the Lions winning the Super Bowl this year, because God knows that's what's going to happen. And what I'm super scared of is that right now you can get like the worst game, cheapest ticket you can get for about $65-70. And that's life. That's okay. That's okay. Julius, how much do you think the cheapest ticket is at Jerry's World? You just went to a game there.
Or Super Bowl this upcoming.
No. Just a game. Just a game out there in Dallas.
Well. Just based off prior games I went to, and just they're about to play in Dallas. They already got tickets on sale. I've been looking. Probably the cheapest you're gonna get in there for is about 500 buckaroos.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen when the Lions win the Super Bowl, is to get in the worst game, the cheapest game at Ford Field. It will be like $260, $200-$300. Like we're not going to Jerry's World, which is like gonna be a little bit more than Ford Field, but still, it will be like right now. Again, you can get in for $60 to $100 pretty much every game. That will be a long shot in moving forward when we start winning, which is the only thing that scares me about what we're about to predict here, because we're all about to predict a very good season, I think. Anyways, I don't mean to stall week one. We didn't get any fans. I never put our schedule out for the fans to vote. I will do that, and we'll get a fan vote like we had last year, and we'll get that set up.
We'll announce it next week.
Fan vote's going to go like 14-3.
I'm curious to see what the fans go, but right now we don't have it. Come back next week and you'll figure out what the fans voted us.
Week two.
Seattle,
the home opener. I love this as a home opener. It is the perfect win for the Lions, because if we go out and we take down the Chiefs and then we lose to Seattle or something, we still beat the Chiefs. We got that one in our back pocket. But now if we lose a close one, the Chiefs, or just lose the Chiefs, we'll be 10 days rested, ready for Seattle, pissed off that they booted us out of the playoffs, that they beat us in the regular season last year, that they took the guy that was mocked to the Lions, not necessarily could have been Brad's guy, but very well could have been. That's Devin Witherspoon. So hopefully Amon-Ra just torches the hell out of him. Josh Reynolds just looks like a stud. I think the Lions are I think we're gonna get an easy one here. I'm gonna go 34-17. Lions victory, 2-0 to start the season.
Nice.
Feeling good.
2-0. Adam's making out to undefeated so far, and I love it. Let's see. I wonder what Adam's first loss will be because our schedule gets pretty easy, so it's like hard to predict losses right there. This game is more important to me than Kansas City. This game is where you put your season on. Like, this is where you start your season. The first game is going to almost be, I hate to say it, but like a playoff game or almost like a Super Bowl for the Lions and this regime and this team and even this fan base and probably even the show. It's just going to be electric. And win or loss, it's not determining the rest of our season. It is this one-off electric game. Like, I can't put into words where like the momentum's not going to start 10 days later after a big win or loss. It's just not. Even if we win, I promise you, like 10 days later, it will have almost been hopefully completely forgotten about. But this is where the season starts. Now you start rolling. No more of them 10 days off. Well, I guess for a little bit. But this is the revenge game. This, as Adam said, this is the team that knocked you out of the playoffs. This is the team that never punted once against you, scored 48 points against you, and never punted. You never stopped them on third down. Pete Carroll made Dan Campbell's coaching and Aaron Glenn's coaching look like a freaking Division 8 high school team. It was embarrassing. And it was to a point where we didn't know what to think of our coaching staff, who we now love. It's revenge. Dan Campbell is a man looking for revenge, and I think he pulls out this win. But it's going to be a tough win. The Seattle defense is good. I'm going to go 23-18 Detroit.
Like it.
So I agree with you wholeheartedly, Nick, that week one is our Super Bowl of our Lions' lives. And it's win or lose. Like I said, if we get blown out the water and just look not prepared, it could be a sign. Okay, like if it's like 45-3 and we not even on that level in any way, it could be a sign. But other than that, like close loss, close win, big win, it's an anomaly because it's just going to be electric, like you said. Week two, Seattle. I think Seattle was a farce last year, and they're the anti-Lions. I've said on this show so many times, they screwed the Lions. The refs colluded with the Seahawks to screw the Lions. Geno Smith had an anomaly season. He's not that good. He's a career backup. Offensive line is spotty. They do have two receivers. Now, this is where the secondary,
three now.
Yeah. Our defense, I expect
who'd they get?
home our defense.
JSN.
Who'd they get? Oh,
Jackson Smith and
Jigma, DK Metcalf, and then the old guy.
Lockett.
Well, Lockett. He's not really that old, but
he's
they have a nice little receiving core going, okay? But they're going to be on the road and they're going against the Lions at home. So hey, big win. I feel like big win. 30-18 Lions.
I love it. 30-18. Mark it down. The Lions travel week 3, September 24th to the Falcons. Actually, no, we don't travel anywhere. It's another home game. We're playing that at Ford Field. So we should stop the Falcons this game. The only thing that we got to be taking note of is how many more touchdowns and yards that Jahmyr Gibbs rushes over Bijan Robinson. So it'll be the old, top two running backs faced off against each other. It would be cool to see if we saw, old-fashioned running back off, if that's even still a thing in the NFL. But I think Gibbs is going to have a big game. I don't even know if he has a chip on his shoulder. If all players who don't get drafted, number 1 overall or their top position, if they still get a chip, even though he was drafted higher than expected. So, but Bijan went first. So hopefully that's a little momentum. I think the Lions just keep the momentum going. I'm gonna go 21-10 Lions victory. Desmond Ridder ain't getting nothing.
Julius.
So simply put, the Lions are a far better team than the Falcons, offensively and defensively. So I sense a big win at home. Lions 40, Falcons 10.
I love
like
this.
it.
I love our season.
Ben Johnson, baby. Ben Johnson.
Oh my gosh. Is it wrong to be nervous about Jahmyr Gibbs?
No,
Is
he's
it
a running
wrong
back.
to associate him with Jamison Williams because of the helmet? Because it's a first round Alabama pick right in the teens that I'm just assuming for some reason Jahmyr Gibbs isn't going to play the first 8 weeks of the season. And that's just because Jameson didn't last year. And then Gibbs tweaked something in the first day of rookie minicamp, and I don't know how much he practiced after that. But I'm a little nervous about him. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And that's just me talking real with you guys live on air. Detroit is better than Atlanta. The big thing comes down to Desmond Ridder. Atlanta actually has a really good team. They added good defense in the offseason with getting Jesse Bates from Cincinnati. But this is going to be the John Cominsky show. He's about to come out with 2.5 sacks. He picked up that team when asked about the revenge game. He picks up Atlanta, and he remembers the team that drafted him and cut him like he was a freaking hot garbage. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Yesterday's bologna sandwich. They didn't want him. It's all right. We picked him up, and we took him to a steak dinner, and he's looking great for us, even with a club on his hand. He won't have a club on his hand this time. We'll take 2.5 sacks. Detroit wins this game 31-13.
I like it. Now, I may have misspoken a bit because I was kind of getting ahead of myself. The Packers, we are on a short week facing them. So that Thursday, we only get 4 days rest against
I thought
the
we had another
Packers
Thursday quick,
in Lambeau. This is going to be I see what the NFL did here. They said, you know what? You can't just stomp the division. We have to make this tricky for you guys. You're going to play Chicago at the end of the year. You're going to play the Vikings 2 times in the last 3 weeks. And then you're also going to play the Packers in Lambeau on prime time on short notice. But luckily, we ain't the same old Lions. And Lambeau Field isn't what it once was. It's just a good old Lambeau Field classic NFL field you want to play at, like Heinz Field or, Jerry's World. Nothing intimidating anymore. So, honestly, going into Green Bay, I think it'll be a close one. I think we're going to grit and grind it out. I'm going to go 19-16. Lots of field goals. We know Mason Crosby and whoever our kicker is going to be loves to get in field goal kickoffs. I'm going for Crosby. I think he's going to have at least one doink. Might not be the Lambeau game, but it'll be one doink against the Lions. He's always good for one, it seems like. And I don't even know if
Put your
Crosby's
money on it.
Team, but if he is, that's my prediction. So 19-16, I think Jordan Love gets a shot to win it, but just can't do it. Kirby Joseph interception.
Julius?
I'm just going to let it be known on the show right now because you're going to hear this all summer going into the fall. The Packers are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL next year, and a lot of it's going to do with Jordan Love. Now, I know they still got some pieces of old left over that they think they could run with this rookie class they got. Nah. The Lions own the Packers currently. Literally. What they did to them in the final game last season, they own them. So, and I expect that to continue. Aiden Hutchinson, big game in Lambeau. Aiden Hutchinson going to do the Lambeau leap in a sea of Lion fans again. Lions 27, Packers 10.
Yeah. If you're Matt LaFleur and you can't beat the Lions with Aaron Rodgers, why in the world would I think that you'd be able to beat Detroit with Jordan Love? Now, I haven't seen Love. He's played in a couple games, but nothing. I almost felt like he was being pretty reserved in all of them, very vanilla. Maybe that's just how he plays, but it seemed like it was scripted that way. I don't have faith in Jordan Love this is where it gets this is one of the most important games in the NFL. And our good friend of our show, Russ, brought it up as well in his article for whatever it is, Lions Wire, that he writes for. Who knows now? He said this is more important than the Thanksgiving game against Green Bay, because this is in Lambeau on a short week, and everyone remembers. And I'm sure I'm telling you, Green Bay remembers a lot more than we do, a lot more than our fans. Their fans remember a lot more than us. Their team remembers probably a lot more than us. And obviously, we're like, what do you mean? It was just a couple months ago. Of course I remember that game. No, they have it like tattooed. They have it etched in. That was the last Aaron Rodgers game. And instead of going to the playoffs and letting him have this miracle walk-off on the rainbow, we went in there and we just shut him down. I'm a little nervous about this game. I really am. I really, really am. And for the fortune of me predicting the rest of the schedule and trying to be somewhat realistic and having losses on this team, because I can't just have us go 16-1, even though I feel like we will win every game. I'm going to mark this as a Green Bay win, and I'm going to mark it 17-16 Green Bay.
Ooh, all right.
And I don't like it, but I'm just going to do it. It happened. Move on.
I think it's one of our tougher games, and if the Lions are on a 2-3 game win streak, riding a bit of a high, it could get overlooked.
It's going to be like a revenge. You have to think of the revenge that we have against Seattle. That's what Green Bay has right now against them.
Hoist, oh my goodness. How did I not even realize this? You know what the coolest part about the Lions having primetime games are? We get those primetime, actually, I think just for Monday Night Football. We get the Monday Night Football intros. So we'll have two, because we have the Saturday Night Football, which is Monday Night Football broadcast, and then the old Monday Night Football against the Raiders.
Also, we get to watch Red Zone on Sunday, so thank the Lord. Jeez Louise.
We'll get to that. So, yeah, Packers, that's going to be a tough one. Luckily, if we do drop that game, like Nick says, we have a couple next easier games. We're going back home against the Panthers. October 8th, Deuce Staley comes back to town. Ben Johnson makes the Panthers wish they would have, wrote him a blank check. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting game. I think the Lions are going to have the edge because we're going to be playing on a normal field, a newly, returfed field or whatever they did with the field. They did something at Ford Field. So, it'll be nice not playing on that cement concrete like some of the players had mentioned to us. So the Panthers, I hate to say it, I don't like the Lions going on big win streaks, but I think we're gonna be coasting along. I think we got a scare against the Packers. 1966. He's like, I know where this is going. Been here before. But no. This is not same old Lions. 21-17. I feel like 21-17 is a nice score. I think Panthers and Bryce Young. Who knows? Bryce Young might even be starting. It could be Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton, Bryce Young. The Lions are going to destroy the Carolina Panthers at Ford Field in Week 5. And it's a revenge game. And Bryce Young is way too small to be playing quarterback in the NFL. Aiden Hutchinson and Lee McNeil. I don't even want to envision it right now. I'm just going to predict the game. Lions 28, Panthers 7. I got the Lions defense on a hell of a streak right
now. Julius has they've allowed 27 points in the last 3 games total. You're killing it. Adam, you're at 5-0.
Aaron Glenn, head coach, baby.
Julius, I believe last year you had having like a top 1 defense.
That's all right. Things are gonna get tricky towards the middle.
I got tricked.
Right. Adam's at 5-0. Yeah. All right. So we play Carolina, who ran the fuck over us last year, and we're like, yeah. Well, we got it.
Yeah. And Miles Sanders.
After they went and got Deuce Staley, who knows coaching, and I preach to people how in depth coaching goes, and you're just like, well, just look at the players. No, dude, the coaching has so much more to do with football than you think. This will be a very tough game. But we're home, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we aren't running that on that concrete.
Do it, Nick.
Detroit is going to win this game. It will be very close, and we're gonna score 21 points, and they're gonna score 20, and we're gonna win 21-20, 3-2. Okay.
I like it. It could be closer than we expect, but yes, I do think that we are all agreement that we're going to stop the Panthers. Next up, we travel to Tampa Bay to face the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield, which revenge game, boys. You might be thinking, why the hell are we trying to get revenge on the Buccaneers? Oh, no. We're getting revenge on Baker Mayfield for going on a little run. He won the Rams like 2-3 games.
Okay.
I believe he beat the Broncos, I'm almost positive, which was a huge game, which ultimately gave the Seahawks the leapfrog in front of us. So, Baker Mayfield, you are on the Lions hit list. I think if he's even still starting by week 6, I think the Lions should be able to handle him. They obviously still have a couple weapons in Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, but Leonard Fournette's out of town. They're rolling with Rachaad White. No Tom Brady. I think this is going to be an easy one. We're going to have a nice little vacation to the Buccaneers. 6-0, baby. Lions are going to win this one. 20-10. Well, 20-10. 2 scores.
A lot of unders, Adam. You're like nothing but unders, by the way. I'm betting all these games. You haven't gone over 31, 35, 38.
I think week 1 for
30.
sure.
Week 1 and then week 2, and then after that you're under 40 points in every single for the last 4 weeks. I'm just saying.
Defense is gonna
this is a home game.
This is the last Jameson Williams without Jameson Williams games, just so everyone remembers.
This is a home game, correct?
No, we're on the road.
We're on the road. We're going to Tampa. Sounds
interesting. Nice. I don't expect Tampa to be a very good team this year at all, and I believe the Lions can easily beat them on the road. I'm going to just predict this game. There's no reason to – at this point, they could be undefeated, just like you said, Adam. Lions 27, Tampa 20.
All right, 5-1, 6-0. Detroit definitely wins this game for sure. Baker, they don't know what they're doing over there. They don't have a good coach. It is all in shambles. They got their Super Bowl, right? They mortgaged the next 5, 6, 10 years, 15 years to get that Super Bowl. And shit, I would have done the same thing any year past. You know what I mean? Like I'm down to at any point mortgage my future for the Detroit Lions to win a Super Bowl. But we do win this game. I am not nervous. We're in October. It'll still be very hot down there, but we'll have been playing at home at Green Bay. It'll be warm everywhere. I'm not too worried about like the weather conditions. If we get like a crazy rainy game and we're just playing the run game all day, it'll be a very interestingly fun game. But without Jameson Williams, yet again, I keep our score under 30 for the 4th time in the first 6 games. I'm going to say a 27-19 Detroit win. 4-2. 6-0 Adam, 5-1 Julius, 4-2 Nick. Very similar to last year.
I like it. All right, now things are going to get a little tricky.
Oh, we getting spicy.
October 27th, another road game. We head to Baltimore. Probably one of the toughest games on the schedule for the Lions. As you know, they brought back Lamar Jackson. They also added stud and Nick favorite wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. They still have Mark Andrews. So obviously a very talented team trying to make a Super Bowl, trying to make that run. It's going to be right at that midpoint. So I'm going to
Halloween weekend.
Well, no, week before.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean that's Halloween weekend. That's the weekend you celebrate Halloween.
Yeah. So
be a lot of costumes out.
I'm thinking this is going to be it. So this is how it's going to go. The Lions are going to get the ball at the end of the game, be down by 2 points. The Honey Badgers going to trot out for a 58-yard field goal. Baltimore fans screaming crazy. Money Badger's going to come up to kick this game-winning field goal wide right. The Lions lose off a tough missed field goal. It might not be a tough missed field goal, but I do believe that this is the Jameson Williams first game back. I think it's going to funk something up week 1. I don't think he'll just, boom, lickety split, click right in the offense. I think there's going to be a little bit of, try to force feed him some touches, try to, get him the ball, and it's either going to really work out or it's not. And I think week 1, it might be a little slow.
What was the score?
Score. I'm going to go, I think this is going to be a little high score, and I'm going to go 28-34 Ravens.
Julius?
So I just don't like the Lions going up against uniquely talented mobile quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson. I think it spells trouble. Thus, I'm going to pick them to lose in a tough, chilly environment in Baltimore on the road. Baltimore 23, Lions 20. I think actually change that. Lions 21, Baltimore 23. I just think that every loss the Lions have is going to be hard fought. Nobody's just going to roll through Dan Campbell's brand new Lions.
Damn it, guys. Now I kind of feel like I'm obligated to pick a victory here. This is going to be fun. This will be a Halloween weekend. A lot of people showing up in costumes. One of those guys is going to be Lamar Jackson. By week 7, this guy is going to be running with a bum knee yet again. They shouldn't have spent their money. I will take Detroit victory here, and I will say that Jameson Williams comes out as Flash, and you cannot spot him. And in week 1, fresh legs, Goff hits him twice. Only 3 catches on the day. This is one of those Randy Moss 3 catches, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns type of games. And we're going to win this in a very hard-fought game for sure because it is Baltimore and on the road, and we know John Harbaugh's a great coach for sure. We win this game off of Jameson Williams back 24-21 Detroit.
Oh, I love it. It's going to be a tough one.
5-2,
No, Nick, this is not Halloween. Halloween weekend's the next week against the Raiders, 10:30. Playing Monday Night Football, and
wait, what day is it? What are you talking
October 22nd was.
Oh, I thought you said 27th. I thought you said 27th.
Okay, that's where I was like.
That's where I was all confused. I was like, because 27th the week before, I was like, well, it must be then. You know what I mean? No, okay,
nice.
upcoming.
All right,
I'll save all those for the next week.
But no, literally take what you said and just put it into this week. We're taking on the Raiders. It's going to be the day before Halloween, 10:30, that Monday Night Football game. Last game on the slate, so it's going to be a fun one. Everyone's going to be in their costumes, dressing up at Ford Field. I think this is the only primetime game that is at Ford Field that's not, Thanksgiving. So if you're trying to make one of those primetime games, you don't want to fly to Dallas, Green Bay, or Kansas City, then here you go, the Raiders. But I think the Lions are going to bounce back. We're going to get a tough victory. I'm going to go 27-21 Lions victory.
Julius?
So this is against who again?
Vegas Raiders.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
At home.
Raiders.
Historically, the Lions have been dynamite at home on Monday Night Football, which doesn't happen very often, like you mentioned, Adam. I'm going to pick a big home win here on national television. The Lions are riding high. They're one of the best teams in the NFL. Lions 28, Raiders 7.
Man, you know what I just realized too? That last year I was so much more prepared. This year I had like our stats against all these teams. I'm gonna have to figure that out still. All right. Raiders at home, October 30th, Devil's Night, right? Yes, where all the TP gets thrown and all the eggs get chucked and all the pumpkins hit them mailboxes and explode on impact. Not that I've ever done that before. I think that this game's going to be an atrocious beatdown by Detroit. This is where we, like, right now, everyone. So Adam 7-1, Julius 6-2, Nick 5-2. we're already on the map, especially in like, you know, in Adam's world where we go 6-0. We're like, we're on the map and whatnot. But this is it. Jimmy Garoppolo and the Raiders will not be able to compete with us. Max Crosby will give some valiant efforts against Decker and Sewell, but will not come anywhere close to Goff. We will lay a freaking 50 burger on the Raiders, 51-10 Detroit.
You know what? Also, I'm thinking about too. This is a little. Hey, Devontae Adams. You remember kicking our ass the last 5-10 years in Green Bay? Yeah, we're the Sable Lions. Yeah, come prepare for us. Bang! Smack him upside the face. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson locks him down. 2 interceptions off Garoppolo. Well, maybe not 2 interceptions, but just locking down. I'm drawing a blank. Devontae Adams. I don't know. God, that was weird.
How much have you been drinking today, Adam?
The old concussion still
yeah,
getting to me.
Right.
No, that's my excuse. But all right, we're traveling to Los Angeles to face the
Wait, we had a bye week, right? Or no, not yet. We had a bye week. Week 9's our bye, so we're on a bye.
You're right. Yes, I'm glad you caught that because that's ESPN doesn't like to show the bye weeks.
No, they don't.
So yes, we're on bye week 9. I think this is pretty convenient. It's like right smack dab middle of the season. Yes. Not too early, not too late. It comes right after a Monday Night Football game, so I'll take that. We can, kind of scratch that, lost week away.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we got time to plan for the Chargers, who I actually think is going to be one of our tougher teams. This is interesting. I had the Chargers beating the Lions, but coming off a bye week. This is interesting.
Wait, are we home or away?
We are away, so we have travel there. I think the Lions are gonna fall to the Chargers. I think the Chargers are they're finally gonna click. Last year they had their offense. They're for some reason decided to hire Joe Lombardi as their offensive coordinator. You guys know that name, and I'm sure you know how that season went. So Justin Herbert and company was terrible, but they are gone. So anyone else but those guys, and I think you can have a decent season with those two. They will have just played the Jets right before us on Monday Night Football, it seems. So will be on a 6-day week, a little bit shorter. Oh, man, this is making me so... I feel like this is going to be a trap game. I feel like the Lions are going to be favored by like 6
on the
points.
Road. You think we're going to be favored on the road by 6 points?
I think it's going to be a big old trap. I think it's going to be one of those like Lions minus 4.5. Chargers come out and outright beat the Lions 27-17.
All right, Julius.
Adam, you just single-handedly changed my mind.
For the good?
I originally had the Lions losing on the road to the Los Angeles Chargers. But seeing these facts of the Chargers being on a short week and the Lions coming off a bye week, and seeing where our records are for the Lions. I mean, had them 6-0 at one point. No doubt be favored. I'm taking them to win this game. Lions 24, Chargers 20.
He says it with such confidence. 7-2. On the road against the Chargers. They're coming off of a Monday night game, and we are coming off of a bye week. All right, last year we had a bye week 6, right? Who did we play week 7?
So
it was Dallas.
Right? That was when it started. Or no, it was like Miami.
Was it New England or Dallas? It was Dallas, right? It was Dallas.
It was Miami, Dallas, or New England, and all of them were losses. So we did not look good off of our bye week.
Yeah, right.
It was Dallas, yeah.
And I feel like I'm fair to guess that we didn't win a game after our bye week in year 1 of Dan Campbell because we didn't
win a game and we didn't lose a game because we tied the Steelers.
Oh, we tied after our bye week? Okay. Oh, so we're 0-1-1. Oh, yeah, well. Oh, shit. I knocked my camera down. Hello.
This must be a Lions win right here.
No, I'm predicting a tie. Give me a tie. 24-24. That's a tie. I'm predicting that.
Honestly, not a bad pick.
If this comes true, you boys call me Nick Stradamus for the rest of my life.
If this comes true, I'll get
the
this.
Chargers have tied a couple games in the past, and Brandon Staley is one of those coaches where it's like if a tie puts him in the top of his division for some reason because we beat the Chiefs.
Wasn't he the one though?
There you go, Nick.
Tie against the Raiders, who tried to win against the Raiders and ended up losing a playoff spot because he.
Yeah, that was the Raiders Patriots when they did that little.
No, it was Raiders Chargers.
No, it was Patriots because it was Jacoby Myers. He ended up going to the Raiders. That was the whole irony of it. But anyways,
we're talking about two different things.
We are now traveling back home against Chicago. I think this is going to be a nice homecoming game. The Lions are coming off a tough loss. We're about to drop a 40-burger on Justin Fields, including a pick six. I think the Lions are just going to dismantle them 41-10. I think they do get some garbage points at the end. It's not going to be closer than you think. But 41-10, Lions absolutely dismantle the Chicago Bears, and Justin Fields proves again that he is a fraud.
Julius.
Lions 50, Bears 13.
50 burgers going around. This show is getting ridiculous. Justin Fields has our number. And had he not got hurt the second game, I don't know if we would have won that. We won the first game 31-30. We won the second game because he got hurt. And in fact, he had like a 91-yard rushing touchdown against us before that. Chicago's got 4 primetime games. The NFL knows something. They made a big trade. It sucks that they're going to be kind of relevant. They're going to be more relevant than Minnesota is this year. Minnesota is going to diminish. Kirk Cousins just isn't there. But Chicago's coming up. They're just coming up. Justin Fields isn't as bad as we want him to be. He at least against Detroit, because Julius, you said it earlier. You said it. We can't. It's hard to defend.
You're right.
The rushing quarterbacks, and he is very fast. He's not a good quarterback.
He ate us twice last year,
and that's how he'll have to win. So his legs have to be healthy. Do I think by week 16 he's still rushing for 185 yards against us? No, but by week 11 I do think he will. But there's absolutely no way I ever predict Chicago to beat us. Detroit wins this game 31-24.
I like it. Lions come back home.
Wait. Was that on the road or was that at home?
I know. You know me, Nick.
I know, but
we leave Ford Field and come back to Ford Field.
We go to the burbs and we come back home.
Sorry for all my crazy wording on here, but yes, the Lions are coming back to Ford Field after just playing there. It's the Thanksgiving game actually against the Packers, so this is going to be a nice one. You're gonna Lions fans are going to be in a world of their own. If you're, a casual, if you're somehow tuning into this, you're not really a big old Lions fan, just let the Lions fans be. This is going to be a big old beatdown on Green Bay. You're going to see Jared Goff chomping down on the turkey leg, Aiden Hutchinson chomping down on the turkey leg. It's going to be I can't even remember the last time the Lions were, a solid favorite and they went on to just, clean cover the spread. And it was just a classic Lions butt kick. It probably was I don't even know, maybe 2013 with the Stafford era, maybe even prior then with the Barry era, but it was either the Calvin or Barry era, maybe one time. So ultimately doing it against the Packers, who had a streak of beating the Lions, 20 straight times or something ridiculous like that between Rodgers and Favre. It'll be nice to, stomp them yet again on national TV on a Thursday, ironic as that is, but it'll be a good old Lions butt kicking on Thanksgiving.
Julius. Wait, what was the score?
I didn't give a score, but my score prediction is...
I can't just write butt kicking on
I know. I mean, you could just write butt kick. If it is a butt kicking, check it as a win. All right. I'll give a score.
I have a butt and a leg kicking it. I don't know. Butt
26-14. I think the Lions will... 26-14. I think the Lions will have Jordan Love a little more in check, but I do think Aaron Jones could give us a little bit of problem here and there.
What was the score of the first Packers game I predicted?
It was it was low.
Julius had 27-10.
2017.
Adam, you had 19-16. I had 17-16.
I agree with Adam. This is going to get ugly on Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and give my golden turkey to Jared Goff. I think he's going to be the Thanksgiving MVP.
I'm going to write that down.
And so Jared Goff and Jameson Williams is also going to have a big game here on Thanksgiving. I think this is like Jameson Williams coming out party to the world. Like haters go away. It's official. So Lions 30, Packers 20.
Somewhat 30-20. Okay. Someone tell me the last time we won a freaking Thanksgiving game.
Hold on.
Stafford.
Can't be too long ago. I don't know why
my Texans game where Arian Foster Justin Forsett.
We didn't win that game. We did not win that one. I can't even find where we last won a freaking Thanksgiving game. Does anyone remember even like celebrating Thanksgiving with the Lions?
I thought it was. Was it just
this is not a memory in my mind, Nick?
I don't even remember. I know it happened, but I don't remember the last time I celebrated Thanksgiving and at 3:00 was like, yeah, Lions. We won a game. I don't even know. We stink. I don't know.
2016 against in 2016.
Okay.
I don't even know who we were playing.
It's so hard. You'd think it'd be easy to look up, but it's kind of weird.
So 7 years ago, the Lions once won a Thanksgiving game. Probably was a good Thanksgiving. I probably drank a lot because of their
We're
win.
37-43-2. So
37-43-2.
It was the Vikings.
Oh my God! I was at that game. I was at that freaking game.
Christian Ponder laid a big giant egg, and the Lions.
Slay picked it. And Matt Prater hit a game-winning field goal, and I have it recorded, and it comes up on my freaking Facebook memories every year. That was the last time I won a freaking game, and I was there. I think I have to go back to the game. I think that's what's going on here. We haven't won a game, and I don't think I'm going this year. I can't predict Green Bay to beat us twice in a year, though. Okay, Justin's saying no, we beat Philly on Thanksgiving. Has that been?
They swept the Packers last year.
All right. Yeah, right. And we got to win this year. So Detroit wins this game on Thanksgiving, and we eat a lot of turkey, and we drink, and we be merry, and the holiday season is kicked off, and Christmas is coming up, and it's my favorite time of the season. I can smell it already, but I don't want to rush summer. Lions win this game 30-27. Mason Crosby doinks the field goal to tie the game and send it to overtime. Yes. There you are, Adam. You boys both got us 9-2. I'm at 8-2-1. It's a good looking season for the Lions. What do we got for week 13?
Week 13. Try to pull up these Thanksgiving stats, but it's just
it's a lost cause now.
It really is. They don't have like a clean just Wikipedia. Come on, some Lions fan out there do that for us.
Right.
The Lions on another well-rested 10 days off. We head on down to Louisiana and New Orleans. Back to Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, CJ Garner-Johnson. Any other Saints players on our team? Alex Anzalone revenge game. That would be cool if he just did something spectacular. Boys. How could I... Jamal Williams. Not really come back to town, but we're facing Jamal Williams. I think this will actually be a personal game. It's going to be very interesting because it's week 13. Alvin Kamara's suspension, if he ever gets one, will be over. They did draft a running back, Kendre Miller, and I believe like the third-ish round. So he could have a bigger role. This could not be Jamal's, big game that he was hoping for. He could be, honestly, a very quiet 6 for like 28, and that's it. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I think we're going to shut down Jamal Williams. I think he's going to get, around 10 carries, maybe, 10, 12 touches. but I do believe the Lions are going to shut him down. We're going to see Gibbs and Monty just explode to the max. The Lions are going to stomp the Saints in New Orleans. I'm going 31-23. I think Derek Carr, Michael Thomas, if he's still alive by then, and Chris Olave will be able to put up some points against the Lions, but I do think it'll be a little higher scoring.
New Orleans, it's going to be a trap game. On the road, they're going to win. I hate to talk about it, but it is what it is. 27-25 New Orleans.
I like the trap game, though. That's very possible.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my man Justin in the comments. The Lions did blow out Philadelphia on Thanksgiving in 2015, the year before they beat the Vikings. So they actually won 2 years in 2015 and 2016 on Thanksgiving.
The last time we won was 2017 Minnesota Vikings when I went. And I'm saying we won't win again until
that was in 2016.
Or 16. I'm sorry, 2016.
Yeah.
Julius, predict this New Orleans game.
I got this down as a win for the Lions. Once again, I feel like the Lions are better than the Saints in multitude of positions and can exploit those positions, whether it's on the road or not. The Superdome is a pretty loud environment, but David Carr and such doesn't really scare me. Agent Kamara, Agent Michael Thomas, nah. Lions 28, New Orleans 24.
Now, this is interesting. This marks a little, I got into this before we got on the show, a 5-game stretch, 4 of which are road games. So we take on the Saints on the road, the Bears on the road, then we're back home against Denver, then on the road against Minnesota and Dallas. So, I guess one gimme with the Bears, and maybe not even a gimme because it's, December 10th. Could be snowy, could be rainy, could be, just a mess. And we know Jared Goff, if he's playing in that and Justin Fields is playing in that, honest to God, I'm probably taking Jared Goff with the legs. Justin Goff, that's
he's out.
But yeah, Fields, if it's a rainy day like this, his legs could definitely give the Bears the edge. But then again, the Lions do have a run game built, and we have, speedy receivers. We can help make it work. I think this is going to be another no problem win for the Lions. I'm going to go 24-17. I think the Bears get a couple points at home. They'll be on the road in Chicago, so won't be the easiest, but I think the Lions roll.
We didn't mention David Montgomery in the first game. I'll mention him now. Right. He gets his revenge. He gets his revenge against Detroit, but this is his real revenge coming home, going to the opponent's side of the field. He'll be on the field that he got his first. He's got to start with the NFL. Hopefully, he's still on the field. I'm going to take a Detroit win because I will never let Chicago beat us. Detroit wins this 31-30, just like last year. 9-3-1. Adams at 11-2. Julius.
It's
still trash.
What's that?
Still trash.
Lions 41, Bears 30.
Easy enough.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be a tough one for the Lions, but it's interesting. We play the Bears twice in 4 weeks, and then we play the Vikings twice in 3 weeks, and this all comes in the back half of the season. So the division gets we face the majority of the division in the back half of the season. So that'll be
good thing we fucking own our division and kill them every year.
And J-Mo will be back. So another little side note, the games that J-Mo is missing, Kansas City, that sucks. Seattle, that sucks. But that's probably it. It's the Falcons, that's fine. Green Bay, that's fine. Carolina, that's fine. Tampa Bay, that's fine. And then he returns against Baltimore. And if he is a jolt of lightning, then we will need him for that game. And if he's not, then, it's a tough loss, but I'm glad it came against the Ravens and not,
What are we talking about week 7 for? Get to week 15, Adam.
Yeah, I'm getting there. All right. Week 15, December 17th.
You're an hour and a half into our show, it seems like.
We got a little slow start, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're raveling it down. The Denver Broncos. Now, folks. They added Sean Payton. They're going to have my boy Javonte Williams at full speed. I think this dude's a freak of nature. If you're a fantasy listener, go get him right now. He's very cheap. He's just a stud. They still have guys like Cortland Sutton. It's going to be nice to see a little Sutton on Sutton action. Corton versus Cam. I don't know if they have any relation, but it would be cool if they were brothers or something. But all in all, I think the Lions are going to struggle with this. I think Sean Payton is just going to be able to break down, Aaron Glenn, Dan Campbell. Even though he's been off, coaching for a year, I still think he knows his guys. He knows their tendencies. He's obviously been watching, the games from the sidelines, and it's not like he wasn't not paying attention to his old colleagues. So, of course, he was watching the Lions and Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, etc. So, all in all, I think the Lions are going to fall at home to the Broncos. Russell Wilson is going to be himself. He is not going to be that Denver Bronco, Nathaniel Hackett, Russell Wilson. I think he's going to be our true Russell Wilson that we know and love, actually, well, at least myself. But all in all, Lions are going to take a tough loss, 27-13, good old butt whooping for the Broncos.
Julius?
Russell Wilson is washed. I don't think Sean Payton is going to fix that. And we're starting to get late in the season. I think at this point the Lions are sternly in control of things. Even on the road, even at Mile High Stadium.
Also, we're home here.
Portland,
Lions are home.
Oh, it's home game. That's even better. Cortland and Cam Sutton are not related. Lions 31, Broncos 14.
All right. Julius.
That also
with the highest record.
That will definitely be one. Well, I'm trying to go to that Broncos game and that Raiders game. Those are the two I will try to hit up.
I'm down. Yeah, we should probably go to those. One's Monday night. I ain't going to the Las Vegas game, but I'll be there for Denver. Blah, 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 blah. Sean Payton, Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn. Seems like right now it's more like the Padawan has become, you know what I mean, the leader. I don't remember. I haven't watched Star Wars in so long. Gosh dang. Darth Vader's over here pissed. Will the Lions win? Will the Lions win? It's a yes to me. All right, let's go Darth Vader. Detroit wins this game 38-35. 10-3-1, 11-3, 12-2, Julius. 3 weeks to go.
Now we travel to Minnesota, another road game. The first time we were taking on the Vikings, Week 16 at the very end of the season gives me flashbacks of, I think it was like the Giants versus the Eagles, or it was two of those NFC East opponents. They played twice in the last 3 weeks. I'm pretty sure it was Giants versus Cowboys. But anyways, we are taking on the Vikings 2 times in the last 3 weeks. Ultimately, I think the Vikings, I don't think they're going to be in contention for that first place division spot. I think the Lions will have it all but wrapped up. I think there will be a chance of, if the Lions lose the last 3 and the Vikings win the next 3, that'll be the tiebreaker. But this will be the clinch for the NFC North. I think the Lions will be able to do it on this Minnesota Vikings game. It will be on the road, but it is the first one, so I think it's going to be the real important dagger. Dan Campbell, last time he was there, we know what happened. It was the botched field goal, just the awful coaching decisions led to the Lions' loss. I think we come back hungry. I'm going to go 24-21. I do think it's going to be a close game.
Julius?
At this point, I think the Lions already have clinched the North because no spoiler for the last week of the season, but I got the Lions sweeping the division, guys. Bravo. We finally did it. First time in our lives. Lions,
give me a score.
28, Minnesota, 18.
13-2, 12-3. I'm going to give this one to Minnesota, even though I don't think they're going to be a good competitive team. Somehow I have to get another loss in here. I'm going to go Minnesota wins this game 28-24, just like last year.
All right. never easy traveling to Minnesota. We are still staying on the road against the Cowboys. This is a big one, boys. I think if our records are similar to what the season goes, we're going to be contending for that number 1 seed. And I do believe the Cowboys are going to be at least, sniffing that number 1 seed. They might not be, have it locked up, but if they win these last 2 games and get some sort of help, they could, get that number 1 seed. So I think this is going to be one of those tiebreaker type things where it's like if the Lions win here and they get some help here, they'll jump the Eagles or 49ers as that number 1 seed. But then again, if you're looking at my schedule, it's pretty hard not to be the number 1 seed. But ultimately, I think we drop it against the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys just got our number. Mike McCarthy, don't like him. Think it's going to be a tough one for the Lions, but we already have the division wrapped up. We're going to finish as I believe the 3 seed, probably the 2 seed. 2 seed Lions. I know we have one more game. I will get to that in a minute. I'm going to go 31-27. Cowboys take it to us.
Julius?
Lions at the Cowboys. This big playoff implications. This game might get flexed. And
no, it already is flex. It's already prime time. Monday Night Football.
It's already prime time.
Saturday Night Football. I'm sorry.
Saturday. That's right. It sure is on Saturday. For the last
New Year's, no.
For the last 10 years being a Texan resident, I've attended every game the Lions have played against the Dallas Cowboys, and they've lost all 3 of them. In that 10-year span, including losing one to the Houston Texans when they played them there. So I'm 0-4 in Texas right now. And I will be at this game.
Stop going.
Let's go.
I will be at this
He's
game.
due for a win, ladies and gentlemen. He's due.
Lions 21, Cowboys 22.
Oh.
I leave Jerry World in tears for a 5th time.
Oh my God.
All right. Cowboys are going to be a tough one for us.
But hey, we already clinched the division, so I'm not that sad.
Exactly.
For sure.
I think me and Julius are feeling the exact same where we're like, crap, can't the Lions go 16-1? I gotta put a couple losses in here at the end, But then again, the Cowboys, they're no rollover team. So they gave it to us last year. And this year, it's prime time, so I think that'll be another interesting. But Cowboys on prime time, it's just gonna give me flashbacks of that
Amazon
flag
Prime
pickup.
The flag pickup. God damn it. The NFL has a way of making games matter in the end, and that's what's gonna happen to a degree. Somehow, it's gonna be Chicago has to beat Green Bay. And Detroit loses to Minnesota, and Chicago will win the division, or Detroit will have to beat Minnesota. The only way for that to happen is for us to be 10-5-1 going into that. And if we lose, we go to 10-6-1 or 10-6-1, and we make a wild card, and the freaking Bears win because they're like 11-6, right? And we had that one tie that I predicted. Due to that, I'm going to predict a Dallas loss here, and that is a clean sweep for the first time this show. That we have a clean sweep of Detroit not winning. I'm going to go Dallas winning this game 30-28. And we're 10-5-1 for me, 12-4 for Adam, 13-3 for Julius, week 18.
Oh, boys, you're going to love this next take I got here. Lions already got division clinched. This Cowboys loss put the 1 seed out of reach. Lions are 12-4, got nothing to play for, nothing to go on. It's a dead game against the Vikings. Rest the starters. Hendon Hooker comes out. At home for the Lions. Puts up 320 yards, 3 touchdowns, and almost a damn near perfect passer rating. And gives the Lions a lot to think about during this offseason. Lions win against the Vikings in a shootout. I'm going to go 31-20. I'm going to go 31-30. Nice tight 1-point game. Hendon Hooker outduels Kirk Cousins.
See, Adam, remember when in the beginning of the show, I told y'all I picked the Lions to go 13-4 last year. I'm picking them to go 13-4 again this year.
I
and this was not supposed to be the way. The way was they were going to lose to the Chargers, but you convinced me of the
now you got to lose in our last two games,
being a favorite in that game, and so I changed that. And now I'm gonna follow the train. I'm gonna follow the Adam train. They're gonna play all their backups. The Lions are gonna have none to play for. Clinch the division. They might have the number 1 seed in the NFC for all I know. They're 13-3. And they're going to lose to the Vikings because all their backups and Hendon Hooker is not going to be enough for Justin Jefferson to go off for 220 yards on Ifantu Melifonwu. Lions 13-4. Great season.
And Vikings they're definitely going to be fighting for a wild card spot. So
give me a score, Julius.
Oh, let's go. I will say Minnesota 28, Lions 18.
All right, 13-4, Julius. 13-4, Adam. We're gonna go into Minnesota in a game we have to win to make the playoffs. We will win that, and we will win it handedly, 42-27, 11-5-1. Already clinched. All right, there it is. 11-5-1, 13-4, 13-4.
We will return to these results.
I love it. Something we
will have these all year long
on the early schedule release. But nonetheless, being able to see the Lions on 5 times primetime counting Thanksgiving, that's going to be so awesome. Can't remember the Lions had this many primetime games, but seems like we're getting respect. And if we make the playoffs, do well this year, we could be one of those top 2-3 teams that have the most primetime games because the Lions market and the fan base could explode at any moment. We talked about this at the Kansas City games. But boys and girls, thanks everyone for listening. We will be back next week to recap these rookies we drafted, Sam Laporta and company. But as always, you can check us out on Twitter at Honolulu Blues _. Check us out on Instagram at the same at Honolulu Blues _ as well. Check us out individually at Nick Faber NFL and Julius at the Fifth Top. We got all sorts of good content. Like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see y'all next week.